We're with our BNI Business of the Week, our innovator of Daybreak. She really is an innovator of Daybreak.
Daybreak innovator. You know, this girl gets more referrals than I have ever seen in BNI.
And we're talking about Jamie Rothe.
Yes, we are.
With brighter shades ahead, teeth whitening.
I'm Jamie Rothe, like they said. 1 E in Jamie, 1 E in Rothe, 2 E's in teeth.
Love it.
I have been in the dental field for 20 plus years. A need for fast, safe teeth whitening without the major sensitivity, without having to wear trays, without having to wear the strips. So you could just go in, show up, leave shades brighter.
Yeah.
And so luckily where I was working at the time, he let me experiment and research, and I found some awesome products.
You said something really important right there in that beginning, the sensitivity thing. Because everybody out there, the first thing they think is, oh, I can't get my teeth whitened because, oh, it hurts my gums, it hurts this, it hurts that. I have too much of this.
Tooth sensitivity.
There's always something, but I haven't heard anybody say anything about no sensitivity. And you don't.
So I would hate to say there's no sensitivity.
Yes.
But more than likely you won't have much sensitivity when you come to me, because the products I use have no chemicals in them. There's no preservatives. So it's straight your food grade hydrogen peroxide mixed into like a gel based. It doesn't have the high chemical concentrate in them.
Yeah.
So this is what you experience. This is what the dentist at the other place let you experiment with.
Yeah, so I tried multiple different companies, different lights, different products. There's also a barrier that a lot of people don't understand that goes into teeth whitening when you're doing them in office like that. You want to protect the gum tissue. And so there's different ways you can apply a gum barrier. And so you want it fast and efficient for the assistant that's applying it, but you also want it fast and efficient for the patient who has time to sit there. Even 90 minutes is like an investment of your time.
Yeah.
It used to be 4 hours, 5 hours. If
Listen.
you're familiar with Zoom whitening, no one has 4 hours to sit there.
Yeah.
And some people couldn't even make it to the third round because their teeth were so sensitive.
Yeah, and I've done teeth whitening. I don't know if you've done it, but I'm from the day and age of the trays, right?
Yes.
Like you're sleeping in those things overnight.
Oh, yes.
And you wake up super sensitive.
Super sensitive, and it's like this film on your teeth, like this kind of
Or
gummy,
probably white spots on your gums.
White
'cause
spots
you
on the
just
gum.
blanched your gums.
Yep. So, but like they're not the easiest.
But it takes you 2 weeks to
It
get where you
takes
want to be,
you
right?
a couple of weeks. You have the sensitivity, like the hot and cold. I'm excited to hear about your process and what you do. So what's the timing on it? Okay.
We start by taking before pictures, just so we can kind of capture the color before.
Before and after.
And then we jump right into the bleaching. We put on a barrier around your gum tissues to protect that gum tissue.
Yeah.
Because it is hydrogen peroxide, you can burn your gum tissues. And so you've got to be careful. You want to make sure someone's doing what they
know what they're doing. Yeah.
And then you apply the bleach to the teeth and you go right into it. You put the light over their teeth and they sit there for 20 minutes. It's super easy. You can read a book. You can listen to a podcast, watch a show, like listen to music.
How long does it last? We didn't talk about that.
The results last depending on a lot
Your
of your
habits.
hygiene and your eating habits.
Yep.
So someone that drinks more cola, coffee, wine, even like the Gatorades with the red food color dye in them, things like that.
They're banning that red dye.
Yeah, they are.
Right?
They
But,
did.
Yeah. So based on your diet and oral hygiene, your results can last as long as you really want them to.
Okay. And you've been in the dental industry, you said, for 20 years.
These are terrifying.
I'm retired healthcare. So people, right, white coat syndrome is definitely a thing. And people are like, oh,
What's that?
I don't know. You get a little nervous when you go in the dentist office.
Oh.
Did you hear Jamie just say she does this right at the comfort of her beautiful home? It decreases anxiety. People don't think about that, but it is a very real thing, Blaine.
I
So
believe
it's the anxiety holding you back.
You don't have all the assistants hustle and bustle around. You don't have the sterilization smell. You don't have
Yeah.
I love that
the
smell.
phone calls, you have a typical office. It's the room by yourself unless you want to bring plus one. I have 2 chairs, so you can always bring a friend or spouse or whatever you want to bring. And it's more relaxed time. It's like you time where you can sit there and get your teeth whitened.
Is there, when you were experimenting at the other dental office, what were the ones that didn't work? Like, do we have a pile of teeth out there somewhere that are?
No, it was just more to make sure I was using the best products, most efficient time.
Yeah.
Because the barrier really is a huge part of the process. And there's some gum barriers that you have to light cure. and they stay on your teeth, or you have to reapply them every time. So there's the one I use is oil, like a vitamin E kind of oil.
Yeah.
And so you just put that around the gum tissues to protect.
One application, 90 minutes, you're done.
No, so you do the 20 minutes, one application, then you rinse and spit,
Okay.
clean off your teeth, and then we reapply 2 more times. So you do another 20 minutes,
same session.
rinse and spit, and then you do another 20 minutes, rinse and spit. So that equals 60 minutes actually under the LED light. From there, I'm the only one that offers an enamel sealer.
Okay.
What a lot of people don't realize is they'll go to do teeth whitening, they'll go to the strips, the trays, and they don't realize when you're working with your teeth like that, you opening up enamel rods in your teeth. And your enamel is like your protective layer of your tooth, and it protects the dentin layer, and both layers can stain. And so if you've opened up those enamel rods, so let's say back to your trays.
Yeah.
You sleep with those at night, you wake up and have a cup of coffee. You drink coffee, right? Your enamel rods are wide open, and now you've just
made it worse.
Given them full access to your dentin layer, which is going to stain more, and those are deeper, harder stains to get out. So you've actually made your problem worse than better.
Yeah.
And so most companies that do in-office whitening send you home and say, eat white foods for 24 hours. They call it the white diet. And I did it once, and I was like, nope, never again.
You're like, eggs are only so good for so long. Yeah.
You know, and so when I was doing my research, I was looking into that part of the process too, because that's a huge part of the process. No one wants to invest 90 minutes knowing that I'm going to spend the next 24 hours drinking milk and water and cottage cheese and string cheese and chicken.
You're right. Yeah.
Like, I mean, some people can do that.
Sure.
Props to them. That's not my life. So
I can't wake up and have my wake and bacon coffee. I'm not,
not. So I always just include it. It's a 5-minute enamel sealer. So after you've done the 60 minutes under the LED light, then we take after pictures and I apply the enamel sealer, and that allows your teeth. So those enamel rods will naturally close back up. That's how your body naturally works, but it takes 24 hours for that to happen. If you don't do the white diet, you've got to do something else, right? And so the enamel sealer was my bridge. There's a lot of things that you can do to help maintain your the strips and things are great. Toothpastes are great.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate drinking through a straw. If you like your coffee or your cola, rinse with water afterwards. It's amazing how just cleansing your palate and your saliva will rebalance your pH in your mouth to help
that acidic breakdown and the staining.
Sit on your teeth.
Yeah.
So there's some things like that. Chew gum. You know,
you see how knowledgeable she is in this?
20 years of this. She's got it figured out.
I'm nerdy.
I feel like I just took a prerequisite for one of the dental hygiene classes or something out there in the college.
We've got a test for you afterward.
I'll give you a test.
I feel like I got a credit here. Like I said, AP credit.
No, you got
some
test.
Continuing education.
Then you'll get your credit.
Yeah, right. Let me shift gears though, because I want to go back to the name. Brighter Shades Ahead. I love that name.
Yeah.
It struck me the first time I heard it. And it made total sense, but I know there's a story behind it. I don't think any of us get to where we are without our stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your business is not your business without its story. There are other teeth whiteners out there.
Like I said, I learned everything living in the ortho field for 20 years. I owe everything to Dr. Ellison, but life threw a hard curveball at me. In 2020, my brother died of suicide. And it just gutted me and my family. Sorry. I went to some really dark places. I had only heard about suicide, and then to tell you, have it affect you so close. I mean, my brother was my best friend.
Yes.
And we talked all the time. I never knew he was in that much pain. I knew he was going through a lot, but I didn't know it was that deep. And so I took a lot of guilt of not being there for him. Because he was my older brother. He always protected me. And he shielded me from that hard in his life. But anyways, thanks to my husband, he's like, you need to find an avenue, a route to get some of this out.
Yeah.
He's like, find something you're passionate about. And I know it sounds weird and cheesy, but teeth have been a passion of mine ever since I was a little girl and got braces myself. That's what put me in ortho world all these years ago, because it changed my life. And so he's like, you're already whitening teeth at Dr. Ellison's office. Why don't you just bring it into yours? And rather than bringing all your friends there, you just start doing your friends here and kind of spin on it a little bit. And it's almost like the whole world of it just opened up.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I almost felt like my brother on the other side gave me the name because I just said, there's got to be brighter days ahead. Like, I just was stuck in this moment of like, there has to be brighter days ahead for all of us, not just for me, not for, it's for all of us. And so I was like, wow, brighter shades ahead. There we go.
I love it. What's your brother's name?
Doug.
Doug?
We called him Dougie, but
Dougie out there, whatever plane of existence he's on in the next life, I guarantee you he gave you that name. Because
I truly believe he did.
yeah, I do. And suicide is something very close to me and Bex as well. We work with promisetolive.org. Go out there and make the promise right now. Brandy Vega, that's one of our favorite people.
She's
suicide prevention, suicide awareness. We try to do everything we can to bring
awareness, resources, education.
I have this idea
Yes.
for this year. It's my brother's 5th year mark this year in September. And I wanted to make a sweatshirt that said brighter days are ahead.
Oh, we got you.
And then we just give all the proceeds to the suicide, whatever.
Yes.
We got it.
Like,
let's make that
people
connection.
need to know
We'll make that
like the day doesn't last forever.
And that's what we found out too, is the fact that you even said it, you're like, we never knew. All you have to do is ask. Like, just ask.
Yeah.
The worst you're going to get is somebody saying, what? No, not me. Awesome. But you're never going to implant that thought in their head.
But be a safe place for someone else to open up.
That's it.
Create that vulnerability that someone trusts you enough to say, hey, today is hard. I'm like at my end.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go on. Like, I don't see an end. Like,
I had that happen yesterday.
Yeah.
To somebody who I'm looking at her from an outside perspective, thinking
you've had your life all
yeah. What do you mean?
None of us do. That's the biggest farce out there. Is that we are all adults. There is nobody out there that has all their together.
Yeah.
We all wing it day to day. That's what we're doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some people do it better than others.
Call and check on your friends and your family,
but be vulnerable enough to share.
That's it.
Hey, I'm really struggling.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to reach out.
Find a safe place, whether it's one person, like multiple.
It's a beautiful story, and you turned a tragedy into a beautiful thing.
Tell us a little about Doug. What are some of your favorite memories of him?
Oh man,
I just want to honor his memory.
You're so sweet. Doug was such a good brother. And a punk, right?
Yeah, I was going to say,
listen, I have older brothers, and I'm like,
I'll be real. He was a total punk.
If he was over here across the room right now seeing you, what would he say to you right now? How about that?
You're a little shit.
Stop your crying. No.
You got
So how much
He's
older?
9 years older.
Okay, so see, I have a brother that's 6 years older that's passed.
Yeah.
And he was a little bit of my nemesis growing up, so I could somewhat relate to that. Yes.
That I was like just
more protective.
The little one. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was more protective.
Yeah.
They were older than me, and but I mean, the most recent memories is he helped wire my house. He was an electrician.
Oh, okay.
And so he wired my whole house, so I can't ever move.
Yep. Yep.
Because there's that memory.
Thanks, bro.
Yep.
You take the wires with you, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure the real estate agent wouldn't mind.
Hey, you gonna do that? That's
yeah. She's never moving.
No, but yeah.
No, he was actually the head electrician at the new airport. The first phase.
Yeah.
He was over the fire section.
Okay.
And he made it like to the last week and then died. And I was like, oh, you were so close. So every time I go to the airport, I see all those little fire alarms, and that reminds me of him. He's just a good brother.
Yeah.
He was the one that I related to a ton.
Yeah.
On the family weirdness, right?
Yeah.
Like the relationship. He's always the one like, can you believe this?
He was your phone call.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk smack. You guys were in the group text, right? And nobody else.
A lot of our family doesn't live here, so it was me and him here. And so, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what made us have this close relationship. And it was almost like, as we got older, when I was in college, I went up to Weber State, and him and his wife at the time lived up there in Ogden. Okay. So I didn't have any roommates. I didn't know anyone up there. And so they're like, oh, you can come live with us. And that was such a great year. He had just barely brought home his brand new babies.
Oh.
And so it was fun to just witness that part of
Yep.
his life as an early dad. And nothing made him happier than those boys. So.
Oh, I love that.
So
beautiful memories. Thank you for sharing. I know I threw that curveball at you. So.
No, but we want to let the memory live, like you said.
Absolutely.
He's gone from here. But it's still a family business. It's a family business for you because he's still very much with you, it sounds like.
Yeah. And my others too, because since then I've lost 2 more.
Tell us about that. Oh my gosh.
And so, yeah, I just have needed this reminder that there's brighter days ahead multiple times. I didn't think.
You're one of how many?
There's 5 of us total.
Oh my gosh, Jamie.
And we've lost 3. We feel like we've already lost 1 to drugs and addiction already, but he's kind of in his own world. And if he's happy, great. I'm happy for him too.
Yeah, so hard.
But then the other 2, so my oldest sister passed away in 23 to some...
This is all
lung complications.
Recent.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years. On the 27th of January.
It's all within 5 years.
What?
This is all within 5 years.
But I lost 3 of them in 3 years. Like
3
in
3 years.
So hers was some medical complications. We still don't really know
I'm
what
sorry.
her complications are. But she was one day healthy, and then 3 weeks later she was intubated, sedated, and next thing you know, we had to make the decision to like turn machines off.
No way.
Gosh.
And support her husband and kids through all that.
Oh my word.
And then not even a year later, it was less than a year, it was January 6th of 2024, my brother and his wife got in a plane crash. And
Like
so,
what?
I know. They're crazy. Now here I am on the other side with no siblings.
Look at this.
Oh my
And
god.
she's sitting here and she still smiles.
I know.
She's still got a positive attitude. Like
Brighter shades ahead.
I've said this. Jamie walks in the room and like there's an aura. There's an energy. And
It's true.
there. It does. Like you have this. Maybe there's other people that have it, but it's a vibe, and it's you don't come across as somebody that's been through so much shit. Like literally, you don't.
And that's the only things that I can't hide, right? What are all the things that we do hide?
Yeah.
That we've been through, those hard things.
You know what I love about that is you don't know this and you don't know this, but I had a podcast earlier today where somebody sitting in that seat actually a couple hours ago shared something very similar, very, very hard experience that she has struggled with, and it was addiction, and lost her family and was checked into rehab, just really challenging, hard things. But what came out of that interview earlier, so it's probably why it's top of mind for me right in this moment, is to your point and her energy and what she's able to take from hard is resilience.
Yeah.
Is resilience and love and a passion for helping and connecting others. And I think you honor and carry those memories of your loved ones into who you are. How do you not? It's the very fabric of who you are, Jamie.
Yeah.
I'm the family. They created me, right?
Yes.
They helped raise me.
Yes. So really, I just want to commend you with your company, Brighter Shades Ahead, with what you're doing with charity and your goals this year, brighter days ahead, whatever that looks like. We'll make that happen. We'll add
That's
to
what we're
those
doing.
connections.
We're pushing out to the universe and things that just happen.
But truly, I want to say thank you because you've been through a lot of crap and you've taken that and you've risen from the ashes, really, right? Like, I can't even imagine where you were two years ago. Well, it's a journey. But it's a journey. That's the other thing is truly it's a journey. And you may not have the best of days, and days still may be really hard. I'm sure anniversaries are horrific for you, especially a big one coming up in 5 years. I don't want to speak for you, but knowing the loss of my brother, not to suicide, but he died in a house fire.
That's
it's hard. Those anniversaries are hard. And even though we had he was a drug abuser. And so our relationship was very challenged because of the decisions that he's made in his life, but he's still my brother, and you still have those memories, right? Like all
these mornings sitting on the stairs all excited.
Yeah.
You can't erase them.
So my long rant was thank you for what you do and for every day that you do put on a smile and that you continue to move forward, because I'm sure not every day is easy for you.
But every smile I get to brighten, I just think of my brother, I think of my siblings. Like, I don't know. We're here together.
There's some power in
doing
that.
It together.
Yeah.
I love it. Beautiful story. Let's shift it over though, and let's talk about BNI.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the suckers that talked you into getting into this.
Guys, you see?
Yeah.
It was us.
Yeah, it was. But we're so glad to have you.
Seriously.
Like, once again, the energy, everything aligns, the mindset.
Yeah.
We talk about this with everybody. But, like, what are you looking to get from this? Like, what do you think about all of this? Because you're new to this.
I am totally new to it, but growing up in South Jordan,
Yep.
since, let's see, 94. I mean, I've been around South Jordan a while, and it's grown a lot. And
Yeah.
you kind of get stuck in your same network.
Yeah.
And I honestly was surprised that our group was such a unique, diverse network that I had never really crossed paths with.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, I'm learning there's little strings here and there as we get to know each other more, but directly one-on-ones, we've never really come across each other.
Yeah.
And that's so great to me. I love meeting new people and helping each other out. You know, it's just the giver's gain part of BNI is huge.
Yeah.
It really is. The more you give, the more
connections
the
and that.
connections for sure.
Yeah, and I tease about she gets the most referrals, but it's so fun to see every person that you touch and they come back and they've got like these bright smiles and their confidence. That's something we didn't talk about with your business and BNI is the confidence also that you provide with those clients that are referred to you.
The transformation's huge. I can't tell you how many people come insecure, just like when you started, like I can't talk.
Come on, Blake.
Right?
Yeah.
Or
I'll
people
go.
have dealt with like one thing that they just hated about their mouth, you know, or their teeth. And
It's
so
what you show to the world. Yeah.
Yes, it's your first impression of someone, and so why not be confident with it? And it's amazing how really investing 90 minutes.
You're a walking billboard for yourself.
Oh,
And
seriously.
I mean that in the best way.
Yeah. Look at her beautiful smile. There's the testimonial. Hello.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. She's always showing it. You know, she shows the product.
You do. You do.
She's the best.
Whiten again, probably.
You're
No,
the best
it was a
representation.
beautiful smile.
But you do get so much
Attitude, just her whole perspective, her story, her beautiful
Yeah.
smile.
Can
Like
I
we
hang out
have
with you guys
all
every
the things. Yes.
Hype me up.
Stop.
every day.
Stop.
Yeah, we're hyped.
There you go. Just re-listen to the podcast. There you go. I think
Yeah.
they said some really nice things.
Rex, can you hype me up today?
Well, let's just.
Yes, if you'll be my personal shopper, done.
We got. Oh, that's a whole other ball.
That's a whole other story.
Well, so we'll stop right now and not talk about anything else and wrap this.
Before we wrap, I do want to ask you anything about you, your business, any of those questions that we didn't ask that maybe something people don't know about you or the product that you want to share that maybe we didn't touch on today.
Maybe just don't be afraid of it.
Yeah.
Like there's been a lot of stigma about, you know, the sensitivity. We did kind of hit that. The investment, you know, if you guys want me to, I'll offer $25 off for any listeners
Love
today.
it.
I would charge
Go.
$175, but I'll offer $25 off for anyone that's listening.
Love
Her
that.
Mention the radio Daybreak.
Yeah,
Um,
appreciate that.
It's
Thank you.
worth the investment for yourself. How easy is it to go to dinner and spend 50,
Yeah.
80, 100, 150
Easy
dinner
now.
in an hour and you're hungry,
Yeah.
you know, an hour
I'm getting a
later.
Taco Bell on the way home.
Your
Yeah.
teeth whitening will last
Yeah.
long past
How long?
these trays and strips that everyone wants to use.
Okay.
It's worth the investment. You won't regret it. Trust me.
Well, I
did the
trust.
best.
I trust you. There you go. Jamie Rothe, Brighter Shades Ahead.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much for
BNI,
coming on.
BNI Business of the Week, an innovator, true innovator of Daybreak.
She really is.
Like, thank you, Jamie, for coming in. This is awesome.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks, guys.